Welcome. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life, where I am taking it one day at a time, bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. We need to tell our money what to do before it tells us what to do, okay? And I usually do this the date of the payday. But I have to do a little bit early because will be in transit and I won't have time to do that. And I need to make sure that I am telling my money what to do and creating a plan to, one, catch up on all the unbudgeted spending that I did in week 2. So this is income breakdown number 2. Date is 4/6/2022. So when it comes to the amount that hit my bank account from my employer, it was $2,020. I know that I do have to pull from savings because I will be picking up Papa and I'll be pulling from the sinking fund that I have for him, but I don't know how much. So I'm going to let the dust settle before I pull from that. So that's going to be 0. For rollover, we have the stipend itself as well as the check-in buffer. So that's the stipend is $153. Yeah, $153, and then the check-in buffer is $26, so that's $179. For bonus, it's $50. I received my first gift for Mother's Day, so yes. So let's see what we're going to do with all of that. $179 and $50. So that's $2,249 is what I'm working with. So for savings, even though savings has been on the back burner, savings needs to be neck and neck with debt for a little bit because I did have to pull from it. I am part of a home ownership program, and I didn't like the way that my credit card was looking. Not the everyday credit card. I have another credit card. I just feel like I couldn't figure out what was heads and tails. I thought I was keeping really good records of when I made purchases and what payments I was making, but I guess it just became too much. So I decided to get it down to a balance that I'm comfortable with, break it down and pay monthly off that balance, and be very mindful of what I'm doing, my spending on this particular card. So I won't do that. So I won't get confused again. So for savings, we are going to put $100. So gym membership, we have already seen in week 2, it already came out. So this is actually was for the 4th, and it was $25. Okay. Car note is I'm gonna pay it on the 6th, it's due on the 22nd. I pay it early simply because every 28th day it kind of automatically make a extra payment a year, and then each year that you're doing that is actually based on a year. So in year 2 is 2 extra payment, year 3 you up to 3 extra payments if you go on that far. My plan is to pay this off this year, so my mind is kind of not on the focus of that. I'm just staying in the course of what I'm doing. Netflix is the 8th and it's $11. Then we have life insurance, it's the 9th and it is $38. Credit card number 1, that is my everyday credit card, is due the 11th. When I set up this budget, $102 was what I was going to pay toward to pay off the unbudgeted and the account fee from the May budget, okay, or the May bill. But I've had 2 transactions that I needed to account for. First, I needed to account for is the BJ's, so that's $142. And then the next thing that I need to account for is actually the $50 for the gift. So if you watch week 2, I told you about the gift, and I did receive my first gift from Mother's Day. So I'm going to just apply that towards that. Less out of my pockets. And then people can kind of see what they're giving me. I don't know. So that's $192 I want to earmark. And that should help with bringing the balance down to where it should be. And we'll be working on chopping it off before June budget. Electric is actually due on the, I believe the 12th. Let me see. Oh no. Electric is due on the 16th. So, and that is $88. Credit card number 4 is due on the 13th, but we're not going to put any payment towards that because we made a large payment out of my savings to this, and so no payment is due at this time. It'll give me time to adjust and create a plan to make sure I pay off the small balances left on there. I just thought when I do this program, even though it's not based on credit, you still have to be approved based on your credit. So with the program, so I want them to see me being responsible with credit cards and responsible with savings. And so I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a way to explain what was going on. So it was best just to pay a good chunk of it down so I can say this is my balance, and that's what it is. Storage is due on the 13th and at $7. The water is due on the 14th and it is $47. The phone bill is actually due on the 15th. I believe, I'm guessing it's due on the 15th. I probably have to look. I believe it's May 15th. And it's actually going to be $141 because my phone is paid off. Yes. So I'm on a fence with this and what to do. I said initially that I was going to take off the insurance on my phone and put that to the side, like help to build up somewhere else. Because I don't see myself creating a sinking fund for a cell phone, because they have these plans where you can purchase and all, and there's the only hurt behind doing that, in my opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, unless you just like a jumper, a carrier jumper. I'm not a carrier jumper. I've been with the carrier that I'm currently with for like over 20 years now. Like probably, yeah. So, I don't see myself changing them. So if I don't have a problem with them, then I might as well just keep this, the service. And if I need a new phone, going to purchasing a new phone via the taxes and the down payment that they have you pay, which is nominal for the amount that the phone is, if that makes any sense. So the bill may even go down a little bit lower because I may just remove that insurance off of it. Okay, if something happens to the phone, either I can take it to a place to fix it or I can get a new one. No biggie. Okay. So, yes, that's where we are with that. Hulu is the 17th, and it is $14. Then we have our auto insurance, which is $290. Then we have OnStar, which is on the 18th and the 16th, and Giving. So, for Giving, we are going to put $317, and that is various. This includes Giving for the holiday and Giving that I always do my tithes and things like that. So let's go ahead and let's calculate that. So that's $1,414. So then for me, myself, and I'm not going to send anything out of this budget. Like I said, I do have some merchandising coming through or some payments. I'm just going to pull from there if I need to. For Papa, I am going to do the 100 for Papa, and I could just do 50, but I'm just going to do 100. Now I'm thinking twice. Okay, yeah, I think, here we go. Okay, so let's do 50 to myself and then 50 to Papa. Okay, Papa will be home, so I don't have to make that additional payment to him. I can still be consistent by sending something to this account. I am going to be pulling from it whatever is in there, and yeah, I'm just going to put the 50. I'm not going to put the whole 100. And he should be working soon. He'll be home, so he have access to a refrigerator so he can eat all the food he wants. And of course, I won't deny my son a meal, so if eating out, he has money to do his little things. When he's home, he kind of homebody. Here and there, he goes out. Hopefully, he starts work soon. But yeah, so Savannah, she's going to get a $50. Sandlot is actually going to get 0. So we have 150. Okay. So then we have food. We're going to actually move food to 200 because Papa's home. And we need to kind of adjust for that. 120 gas because we'll be traveling. And I just want to have some extra for the vehicle that I'm using as well as my vehicle. Household, $20 is some items I need to get for the household. And in personal, let's do $50. Now let's calculate that up. That's 390. So let's see exactly what we have remaining to go towards extra debt after we figure out checking buffers. So let's start with how much we are bringing in. Oh, and before I do that, I didn't even do a quote. Personal growth lies within the unknown. Courage permits you to explore that space. Okay, and we've been talking about this personal growth situation, especially with my finances. So $2,249 minus $100 minus $1,414. That leaves us with $735 minus $150. That is $585 minus $390. That's $195. We know for the checking buffer is $26. So let's minus 26. So at least $169. I'm just gonna, I'd rather this to be like an even number. So let's just take that dollar. Let's make this 27. Oh, so 195 minus 27. So less than 168 to extra debt. Let's check our math because, you know, we are human. We make mistakes. 1414, 150, 390, 168. And 27. All right, so we told my money what to do. Okay, we got a plan. So now let's go ahead and do our cashless stuffing. So for food, we're going to deposit 200. So that's going to be a 200 balance. For gas, we're going to deposit 120. So that's going to be 132. For household, we're going to deposit 20. And so that's going to be $20. And then for personal, we're going to deposit 50. And so that is $50. So these are spending record. These are the 4 categories that I find that bust my budget. As you can see, my budget was busted. Okay. It was busted. One thing I didn't show in week 2 is how much I actually spent in groceries without a grocery budget. So you have to check out my grocery hauls for that information. Because it didn't get pulled out of this budget, there was no reason to record it on this budget, okay? So let's move over to the weekly check-in sheet. So now we can update our expenses. So this is $14.14. Food is $200. Gas is $132. Household is $20. Personal is $50. We got that out the way. So then we can go to our last thing, which is our sinking funds. So for me, myself, and I, it is 50. Savannah, she gets her 50. The Sandlot will not be getting anything. And we don't know anything about challenges until we do our weekly check-in. So this is how I do a income breakdown. I account for all the income that I expect to come in and or use. Okay, so we have told our money what to do. This is our income breakdown. This is the last income breakdown of our May budget. It's not a golden month, so that's why it's only 2. I wanted to note that I personally, the reason why I don't call this a paycheck budgeting, because I account for all sources of income that comes in. Okay, this is why it's called an income breakdown. So between this time, the last time I got paid, and this time I get paid, did some money come in that didn't have a place? And if it did, I need to account for that. Even when I pull from my savings, I account for it. I know others don't, because they said, well, that's not the money you earn. Well, I'm not doing a paycheck. This is income. This is money that's coming in. So this money, that I'm pulling from my savings, it no longer has a home. I have to give it a home. And I place it in my budget so I can give it a home within my budget. It's simple as that. Some people don't do it because they said it confuses them or inflate their income. I said it's not really that big of a deal as long as you're telling your money what to do, regardless of where it's coming from. And in the end, I like to count for every dollar. That's why I do a zero-based budget, because it has to have an assignment. If it doesn't, my mind thinks it's free game. So use it how you want to. But no, I need to tell my money what to do. I just did. All right, y'all. In the meantime, in between time, peace.